Peace. Welcome to Spears and Mics. Right now I'm dealing with a technical or maybe an equipment issue. Thought I had my AirPods charged, so I ain't charge them up, so we can't even start the episode that I want. So I convinced the brother Watt, let's do a mini bonus episode on some wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Those that know us personally probably know that, we like classic wrestling from, the 80s, 90s. But we really don't be having the time to watch it now. But we was into the wrestling when it was hot, when we was younger, and then I got into girls, hip hop and gangs, and you know what I mean? That ended my wrestling days. Were
Nah, I was still watching wrestling in between all of that because NWO happened in the late '90s, right?
Yeah, that was it for me though, because NWO was what, 97.
Yeah, I think I stopped watching actively, consistently, and when I left for the military because
Yeah,
I ain't have time to
yes.
you know what I'm
Same
saying?
for me. Once
Yeah,
I graduated high school, that was it. It was over. Wrestling was
yeah,
finished for me.
yeah. I wasn't really paying attention. I tried to get back into it in the late 2000 tens, but I was so confused on
Yeah.
who the characters were. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
half the guys
saying?
I liked went into TNA at that point. You know what I'm
Yeah, and they
saying?
was
So,
washed up.
or
They was washed up.
or
Saying, but nah, that '80s, late '80s, mid '80s, early '90s was definitely that was the era.
yeah,
I mean, you in the '80s, you could see a dude shaped like your local plumber coming in there catching wreck. You know what I'm saying?
like
Then
Bastion Booger.
nah, heck no. Bastion Booger was trash. Like what's the name? He ain't have no physique like that. Jake the Snake,
Yeah,
but he could
nah,
work. He could
yeah.
work. He was solid. You know what I'm saying?
His
He's one
gimmick
of my
was crazy
favorite.
too.
Yeah, yeah. His you know how a lot of people be putting Ric Flair as one of the greatest. I think as far as mic skills, his promo cutting was amazing, but his work was trash to me. I
Yeah,
ain't really like his work. You know what I'm saying? It was the same stuff. He really ain't have no
yeah.
moves. Um,
Repetitive, redundant.
and he
You
actually
know.
stole his gimmick too. He stole his gimmick. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Scott Steiner called him out multiple times on stealing it from Buddy Rogers.
Right.
Um,
Buddy Rogers had the robe on and all of that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. He stole, but I mean, but his mic skills was like Ric Flair. He, talking about the rollies, talking about the Space Mountain,
Oh yeah, yeah.
talking
No,
about
that.
the limousine
Yeah,
riding,
no,
jet
that's
flying,
legendary.
son of a gun. He used to have the ill glasses on. You
Right.
know what I'm
Nah,
saying? The
he was
suit.
drippy.
Yeah, he used to
He
come
had the
through.
drip. He had the look.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I'm
his wrestling
saying?
was trash though. Like Jake to me, he's up there with somebody that could cut a promo and wrestle.
Right.
Like you gotta have to me, you gotta have both. Like it's cool to listen to a dude talk crazy, and then when he go in the ring, it's just nah, it's not entertaining. I think my most entertaining Ric Flair match might have been when he was in WCW before he went to WWF and he fought Vader. I think
Mm-hmm.
the Vader match was okay, and maybe one of him versus Sting
Mm-hmm.
when the Four Horsemen rejected Sting when he was trying to become a horseman, whatever. I think he was a horseman for an episode or two, and then they turned on him, they jumped him, slapped him up. You know what I'm saying? But
Do you like Jake? If you had to pick Jake or Rick Rude, trash one of them. Get rid of one. Which
oh
one?
man, yo, I like Rick Rude in ring ability though, and I like his promos too.
His
But
promos legendary. His
yeah,
outfits.
yeah, I like Rude, but I like Jake though. And Jake never really got a chance to get the strap. You know what I'm saying? He never really had a chance. I think he had like one run with Hogan
Did
where he was
did he
supposed
have an
to.
IC belt? I don't remember him even having an
I
IC
don't
belt.
even think so. I think he fought for it. Like, yo, and he's responsible for the birth of Stone Cold Steve Austin too, because
Right, he's
he's the
behind
one
that.
that he cut the promo on Jake when he won the King of the Ring. When he won, he was
Right.
like, "Yo, Stone Cold, Austin 316 says I just whooped your ass." Like that was off of
Or
Jake,
yeah,
but Jake is
got him over.
yeah, he put him over. Jake is Jake different to me. Like I said, as far as like promo and in ring ability, you know what I'm saying, and not being one of like Vince's typical, bodybuilding type. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
like when Vince took over the territories, he was poaching everybody. He was poaching the muscles. You know what I'm saying? Hogan. He got Rude. He got Warrior. You know what I'm saying? All these like big brolic dudes, and he was kind of like fading out the you know the other kind of wrestlers.
I don't know if I ever told you this. Like, I remember when I moved from Brooklyn to Long Island. Um, I don't know if dudes was capping or they was telling the real, but I'm gonna assume based on that person's character, they had told me that Jay came to the block and bought crack from them when he
I
was
believe it. I
when
believe it.
when when he was I guess he was out there for like Nassau Coliseum out in
I
Long
believe
Island.
it. I
You know what
believe
I'm
it.
saying? They were like, yo, you never won't believe who pulled up and bought some Ready Rock. This thing bought a double off me. Like,
Yo,
oh word?
you know
Yeah, he
why I
bought a
believe
jump.
it? Because he's been open about his addiction. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? His former addiction. He's been
right.
open about it. And um Iron Sheik, you know, Iron Sheik, he got a famous promo, a shoot interview where he's getting at Jake the Snake because he smuggled his 8 ball of coke over the border for Jake. And then when he got it through the border, Jake only gave him a line. You know what I'm saying? He was pretty pissed off about it. You know what I'm saying? and
Stingy with the soft.
yeah, and in the Sheik documentary, unfortunately, it shows Sheik going to somebody's crib on camera and like, yo, you got hard or soft or you got both. Like he's copping, and then he's like, yo, you know who I am? I'm the Iron Sheik. I'm former WWF champion, WWE champion, and dudes is like serving them behind the scenes, and I mean, all them dudes was on drugs, all of
Yeah.
them. Like, so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Like,
You think
dude,
the drug abuse was more so tied into like the pain that they had
yeah,
for
yeah,
abusing their bodies?
yeah. Because Iron Sheik, for instance, he came from Iran, and he never did drugs in his life before he.
Hmm.
Well, he said he smoked weed back when he was younger, but like when he came over, he wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of dudes, like, their work schedule, I heard it's lightened up a lot, like the schedule, per year. So they're not on the road as much. They're not working as much. You know what I'm saying? But they start off with the painkillers normally. And then
Yeah,
you mix in the uppers and the downers, and that's why they be having heart attacks. That's why, they be having all these wild out moments too, with the roid raging and all of that.
yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yo, did you a little bit off topic, but I read why Samantha Irvine or Irvin, what however she say her name,
Mm.
um she she left WWE because she wanted to be more than an announcer, and they said like, nah, all we see you is as an
Can she
announcer.
wrestle? Can she wrestle though? Can she
Nah,
work?
I think she wanted to be a manager, like a valet
A
or
valet?
whatever. Yeah, I think she was trying to get like a little bit more active, and
So who shut her down? Triple H shut her down,
I'm
or
not sure.
somebody?
Yeah, she didn't
Richard.
reveal. I mean, she thanked Triple H in her departure, I believe. But he's had a creative, right? So I don't think that will go on him.
Mm.
You know what I
Yo,
mean?
it's a cutthroat business though. Like I'll be like I'll be looking. I look every once in a while now. Like I'll watch with my sons sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be looking at some of the workers. Like I think at first I didn't like Rey Mysterio's son, but
Dominic, yeah,
yeah, but he's getting better. Like I watched him Monday night. I watched him. He's a heel, so of course, like the heel is gonna get the best of the baby face most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they got it. He's always escaping, and he's in a stable, so the stable be coming to save him. But I watched his work. He's gotten better from when I first saw him to now. Like he's gotten better. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And it must be something like I hate his mustache, but you
hate
know,
his haircut too.
yeah, his haircut is crazy. He got the
You need to
wild
put a
mullet.
fucking mask on.
Yeah, he got the mullet. He got the mullet. But
Yeah.
yo, I think Eddie Guerrero was his godfather, so he's kind of like paying homage to Eddie in
Oh,
in
okay.
in like yeah, in his look. Like if you look, even if you look at his in ring gear, it's kind of like Guerrero style.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of Guerrero style. The mustache is definitely Eddie, and I
yeah,
remember Eddie had a mullet too at
yeah.
one
No, no,
point.
no. Now that you say that, it makes
Yeah,
sense. Yeah,
yeah, he looked
it
like
makes
Eddie.
sense. But I don't know. I could look at Eddie and I didn't even ever judge him for it, but I look at Dumb and he just made me want to turn the channel off, man. He looks like a
Yeah,
weasel. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Something
I
weird
remember.
about him.
I remember when I first saw Eddie. Um, it's crazy. I remember.
ECW?
No, no. Before that, I saw him. Remember I told you we had bootleg cable. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We had the bootleg, so I had the box, so we had the zapper and all of that. So we used to get all the channels, and then if it went out, we would zap it. You know what I'm saying? And it would turn back up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we had the pay-per-views. So I remember one night I was flicking through, and Triple A wrestling was on. That's a luchador. That's a Mexican territory. Um, and it had like the legends like Perro Aguayo, a bunch of mass dudes, mass luchadors, and all of that. And Perro Aguayo was facing Sex Machine Eddie Guerrero. That was his
Right.
name.
That was his gimmick. Yeah.
Yeah, that was his name. And I was like, yo, like, who is this dude? And I think it was Perro Aguayo's last match, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it might have been like a dog collar match or something. And it was bloody and it was wild. And he ended up beating Eddie Guerrero, I think, if my memory served me correct. But it was a dope match. And then I saw Eddie Guerrero in ECW like shortly after. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then WCW and then, WWE until his untimely demise.
ECW used to come out late, right? Like 11, 1 o'clock, something like that. I mean,
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
1, 2,
1, 2,
1, 2
right?
in the morning. Yeah, I remember it used to come on MSG, right? It used to come on MSG.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I remember I was at my homie crib that lived across the street from me, and it was on a weekend, and we was flicking through the channels and we saw wrestling. We was like, yo, and it was like I think it was in the bingo hall,
Yeah.
and we was looking. We was like, yo, what is this? And we saw who the heck did we see? It might have been Sandman. It might have been Raven or Sandman. It was one of them. It was Raven because I remember Raven because he was Johnny Polo in WWF, WWE rather. Um, he
Right.
was Johnny Polo, right?
Hmm.
So I was like, yo, what's Johnny? I was like, yo, that's Johnny Polo. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And he got the leather jacket on. He looked crazy now.
I think when he stabbed someone with a fork, right?
No, that was Brian Pillman that stabbed someone
Oh,
with the
I'm
sword.
bugging. That was Brian
Yeah, that was
Pillman. You're
Brian
right.
Pillman. But that was later on. This
Right.
is when I first saw it. Like I'm like,
I
yo, like
confused them right now because Raven
right.
reminds me of Brian
Pillman, yeah,
Pillman a
with the
little bit.
hair, yeah, yeah. But I was looking and I was like, yo, what kind of wrestling is this? I'm like, yo, they bringing trash cans in the ring. And then I seen the
Hmm.
gangsters and that was it. We was trying to tune in every weekend after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to
Yep.
find out what time it came on. You know what I'm saying? And then we seeing certain people we're familiar with, and then we seeing dudes that you never heard of. Like I never heard of Sandman. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Before this, like I heard he had like a history before ECW, and the
Mm.
gangsters were in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, but
Right.
Mountain Wrestling wasn't televised. Like I wasn't catching that. Like I knew Tracy Smothers and them
Right.
dudes, but I didn't know um the gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Like so,
Yeah.
watching them was crazy, and then who else? I didn't know
Piece of New
Taz.
Jack, piece to Mustafa.
Well, New Jack just passed away.
I
Yeah, he died. He died like last year or the
be
beginning
forgetting
of the
that.
year, something like that. He was a wild dude. He was
You know,
wild.
remember the intro to ECW? How it would start? They would show the clips of like all the different. You
Yeah,
see
yeah,
all the
yeah,
chairs flying into the ring.
yeah. Oh
You would
yeah,
see
with
New
Cactus
Jack
Jack.
jumping off the
Yeah,
rafters.
yeah, yeah.
When I saw that, I said, "Oh shit, this is the real wrestling." You know,
Word,
that shit had me hooked. And then
word.
once I saw Rey Mysterio and Psychosis and
Hmm. Super
like
crazy, super crazy.
right, Super
He
Crazy,
was
Super
nice.
Loco, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He was.
That dude was nice, man. They
Yeah, he
had so
was.
much talent.
Psychosis was nice too. La Parka too. La
The
Parka.
Eliminators, the
Yeah,
Eliminators was
eliminated.
crazy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
pit bulls. The pit bulls.
Right, yeah, nah.
They had
You know,
mad. They had
Dean
mad.
Douglas was getting busy over there in
Yeah,
ECW too.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Bam Bam Bigelow was over there.
Yeah, Bam Bam Bigelow. Right then then he have the ring cave in on him and Taz.
Him and Taz, yeah. Yo, it's
Yeah,
crazy because that's when Bam Bam really got like. I think that's the first time he won a heavyweight belt is when he went over there. Cause
right.
because like I just watched his Dark Side of the Ring a couple months ago. I didn't even finish this past season. I'm gonna end up finishing it though, but like I remember they was billing him. Remember when he came to WWF, he was under Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
He was a good guy. He was under Hogan. He was like kind of like I think he tagged with Hogan in WrestleMania or something like that, or SummerSlam, one of them joints, and they won. And then um he had went to Japan, came back. I think he got hurt. And then for some reason it just ain't work out for him. I don't even remember the reason. And then he popped up in ECW, but he was dope. He was a young, agile dude. He was the first big dude like that doing moonsaults off the rope.
Well, Vader too.
Well, oh yeah, Vader, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
Vader was very athletic for a big
yeah,
man.
yeah. But Bam
What?
Bam, Bam Bam was nice. He said he got hated on too. I saw a shoot interview. He was like the click, basically like around that time, like
Mm,
Shawn Michaels, Nash, Hall. Um, basically, it was them three. Triple H was probably at the time probably was like they be joking saying he was holding their bags. He was up under them, and Justin Credible was under them at one point because he was Aldo Montoya under the mask, but he was up under them, and they was like doing people bad. Shawn Michaels actually is the reason um Vader didn't get the proper push. Like if you go
mm,
rewatch the match, I think Vader missed a spot or something, and then like Shawn Michaels is like kicking him and like cursing him out, calling him worthless and all of that, like you fat, lazy, whatever, whatever, whatever. And then Vader, like they made Vader kind of look like a clown, kind of in
yeah,
WWE. Like they ain't make him look like when he was in WCW when he used to wear like the
big man
mastodon.
Vader. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
remember he used to wear
the
the
Ram.
mastodon thing with the smoke coming out and all of
Hmm.
that. He was a problem.
Yeah.
He was a
Yeah, they
problem.
made him look like a sucker. Like
Yeah,
they made him look like a jobber in
yeah.
WWE. You
And that's
know?
what I don't like about Vince. That's what I didn't like about and we all over the place, but it's fine because wrestling is like that. But
Right. We
you just
shooting
start
right now.
mentioning, yeah, you just start mentioning different people and it goes to different people. But like when Sting finally came over, right, and I saw what they did to him and how they made him lose to Triple H. And I'm just like, and then maybe because he got hurt after he wasn't able to get his get back or whatever, but they booked him to lose. I'm just like, yo, this is like a one up, like how Warrior went to WCW and lost to Hogan. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Like trying to one up. And Warrior was like, he was obviously done around that time. I don't even think like, and then he ended up wrestling like years later. He was still wrestling, but like on the independent circuit, whatever. But like, I didn't like how they did Sting. Like, ain't no way Triple H is a better worker than Sting
Hell no.
at
Hell no.
all, at all. Like,
Hell no.
and they made him lose. Like, I thought I thought it was corny. Like they supposed to let Sting rock out, but Sting. I remember Sting said he didn't want to go because he saw how they was doing the former WCW, like when they bought WCW out and then had the invasion angle and had
Hmm.
them, working. Like they had Booker T. Booker T ended up, you know, panning out well for his career.
Yeah, no,
But
definitely.
I didn't like how they did Sting.
I
I think it
gotta
was whack.
no, it was whack. I mean, but like you said, I think if you kind of look at it, right, maybe Vince was trying to make some of the top WCW talent look trash in a way
Yeah,
when they
yeah,
came
yeah,
over.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
yo,
think
he
so.
was, it's kind of same thing in UFC right now. Like somebody was the man in a different promotion. They go into the UFC, they give him the most dangerous wolf, like, the best of the best to crush that dude and make him look like he was trash and the promotion was trash. They be doing that. But we're gonna make it a quick one today on the wrestling note. This is a little bonus episode, but I wanted to ask you this, and then we'll flip it back to me. One wrestler you loved, and one wrestler you absolutely hated.
Dad, that's hard because I love so many and I hated so many.
Word, yeah, nah, I feel you.
I hated
But
dude like yo.
one of your most beloved, you know what I'm saying, and why you love him, and then a dude that you hate, like you just, I mean, you want that you was wishing that dude like mess up and get hurt or something and be out of here.
Um, I don't want to give like the typical answer. Like everybody would be like, "Yo, The Rock, Stone Cold, Hogan," and I'm not even
Right.
a Hogan guy. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
no, go out
saying?
the box if you feel
Um, Beloved, tag yo. Uh,
you can go hate first if you can't
I can't.
decide.
I'm trying to think. Let me think.
You want me to go while you process
Yeah,
yours?
yeah, yeah. Because I can't even think,
I
man.
got to think about the loved one too, but I'm gonna go with my hate first. I hate Johnny B. Bad. That whole gimmick, I don't know
Oh,
what it
no.
was, but anytime bro came on the TV, like that shit just angered me, man. Like I always thought to myself, if I go to WCW event, I'm throwing something at bro. Like I
You
don't know,
didn't.
just his whole.
You didn't like. He looked like Little Richard to me.
That's what drove me crazy.
He looked
You
like
know what I'm
Little
saying?
Richard.
I'm not even gonna say like what made me really angry with him, but his whole posture and his swag and everything seemed very like zesty to me, and it bothered me. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like he
yeah.
came out looking crazy.
I don't never like the boxing gimmick. I don't never
Right.
like. This is wrestling. It's not. I don't like the boxing gimmick in wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Yeah. I ain't gonna say he was. I hated him the most. I ain't like Glacier.
Yeah.
I
So
think
is that your choice, Glacier?
It's between Glacier and Disco Inferno. Maybe I hated him too.
Yeah, I hated him too.
Nah, but Glacier. I
Yeah,
think Glacier might have been, yeah, because they tried to build him as like Sub Zero. You
nah,
know what
but
I'm
they was
saying?
trying to build him up crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They tried to build him as Sub Zero, and like his debut was kind of crazy. The way they had the lights and everything, and and then you see him, he can't really work. He was trash.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
trash. I couldn't. And then after a while, I'm just like, yo, why is he still like? You tried to push him. Then you saw quick fans wasn't really jacking it, so you mid carded him, and then like it was just he didn't really have no ops like that. He had Mortis. They tried to make him and Mortis go at it. You know what I'm saying? And Mortis was a far superior, better worker than him. You know what I mean? Chris Canyon was ill. But I think I used to turn the channel when Glacier, because Raw and Nitro used to come on around the same time. I think I used to flip to Raw when Glacier was on.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't stand Glacier.
For me, my one of my most beloved, and I mean, you could probably ask me tomorrow. I might say um someone else. It's a toss up between Taz and Dean Malenko, but I'm gonna lean with Dean Malenko. You know what I'm saying? I thought his in ring ability was phenomenal. I know on the mic he was trash.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
super.
saying? Like it didn't. There was nothing there. Like, but in the ring, he got busy, and for a little dude, man, he was getting busy. His holds, how he moved, the whole gimmick with the thousand reversals and all of that. His suplexes was crazy. You know what I'm saying? If Bro had that skills and he was a little bit bigger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yo, he would have been up there.
I got one for you. Sky Hall.
He's your favorite?
He's one of them.
Yeah.
He's one of them. Yeah, because
Well, which Scott Hall though? Razor, Drunk Scott, like
I like
ECW Scott Hall.
I like Scott Hall. I like Razor. I love everybody love Razor. Everybody love Razor.
Yeah,
Heel or babyface.
yeah,
Heel Razor was, you know what I'm saying? He was on one with the toothpick and, you know what I'm saying, gold chains, Cuban from Miami, you know what I'm
word.
saying? But
His
I
promos were crazy.
yeah, outside of Scott Hall was my guy. Not drunk Scott Hall. Outside of Scott Hall, like when they
Hmm.
first was with the takeover, because the way
Hmm.
like that whole gimmick, that whole run, that early NWO run, it got kind of stupid. Like after Sting, like I don't even like how they did Sting with that.
Yeah,
Like you know what I'm saying, but Scott Hall's like one of the masterminds behind all of that. He told Sting to do the crow gimmick and all of that. You know what I'm saying, but Scott Hall could cut a promo and Scott Hall could work. Scott Hall could work. You know what I'm
word.
saying? Like he talked crazy and he back it up. And
Yeah,
his
nah,
matches weren't boring. You
nah.
know what
He's
I'm
one of my
saying?
favorites, definitely.
And he got busy. Scott Hall got busy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like that ladder match with him and Shawn Michaels was a classic. Razor and Shawn Michaels,
yeah,
that was a classic. The joint
yep.
with him and 1, 2, 3
One,
Kid
two,
was a
three, kid,
classic.
crazy. Yep,
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then even when he became like, NWO outsiders, he was on one. Scott
yeah.
Hall was a G. He brought the swag to NWO too. He brought
Didn't
the
he clap
swag
somebody at the bar too?
in real life.
In real life, yeah.
He clapped somebody. I
Yeah,
think he
he
might have.
shot. Yeah, he
I think
shot
he did.
somebody.
I think he did.
Remember, he was before he got into wrestling, he was a bouncer, and
Yeah, right, 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 right,
he thought somebody was gonna take his life, so he pulled a
right,
strap out
right,
and bodied him.
right,
Then
right,
killed
right,
him. It's something that he regretted, and it
right.
haunted him, and
Big Scott
I think
Hall
he
was trash though. Well, I'm not gonna say Big Scott Hall was trash, but his AWA days when he had the thick mustache and he wasn't billed as a Cuban from Miami, when
yeah
he was like they was
right
trying to make him the next Hogan because Hogan had already dipped
right
to WWE or whatever.
Right, right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like I ain't really he could still work, and he was under, like, he credits Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, with a lot of help. Like Hennig basically like showed him like ring psychology, how to work. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like, and Kurt Hennig is up there too for me, but Scott Hall's my guy. And speaking of stealing gimmicks, like I said earlier, a lot of y'all that be jacking Hogan, he stole superstar Billy Graham's whole gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
The look, the listen here, brother,
Yeah.
the brother. If you listen to early superstar Billy Graham,
Mm-hmm.
Hogan jacked his whole. He stole, like, he's a clone. He's a carbon copy of superstar Billy Graham. I don't care if y'all don't like it. It's the truth. You could go back to just go on YouTube and look at superstar Billy Graham promo. Look at the look, the tan,
Mm-hmm.
even the tan, the
Mm-hmm.
mustache, the five
Mm-hmm.
o'clock shadow that Hogan ended up
Flexing, all of
getting,
that, all of that.
flexing, all of that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah,
Like
no.
the big blonde mustache,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of
he
that.
jacked them crazy.
He jacked
Cloned them.
superstar Billy Graham whole joint
Yeah, man,
and
you
ran
know,
with it.
yeah, no, it's definitely it's one thing to be influenced by somebody or but that was like, yo, a big jack move. Um
Yeah.
But yo, we're gonna leave it at that right now. For wrestling, we definitely gonna get back to it once we get the co-hosts back in the building, because I think they're into wrestling also, or were into wrestling. I mean, I think almost everybody was into wrestling in the '80s and '90s. You know what I mean? To me, it's like hip hop and wrestling were like side by side, hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Um, but we'll get back into that, man. This is a little bonus episode of Spears and Mics. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, tune into all the previous episodes, whatever you missed. We're gonna be getting into some more stuff. Some real good ones coming out. Peace.
Peace.